figured I'd do another late Friday afternoon video from my deck while I sit here and drink some Yingling fine lager beer. You probably think they're a paid sponsor of mine, but nope. I just like to drink Yingling every once in a while. So today it's COVID thoughts from me. And I know there's some pretty strong feelings around COVID beliefs, and I can respect differences of opinion on the topic, but I have my own thoughts and beliefs, and I can only know what I believe to be true. I've said this many times. I believe certain things to be true, but that doesn't mean that I don't consider that I could be wrong about something. But I can only tell you what I believe to be true right now. And I don't mind when people go, oh, here's some information you didn't cover that kind of contradicts the way you look at the world. And I don't mind it, as long as it's done honestly. So anyway, on to COVID. So today I got my second shot. I got the Pfizer vaccine, and I can barely tell I got it. I mean, the first shot, and I don't think it has anything to do with, the shots are identical. It's the same formula. And freaking bird just come flying through there. Did you see that? Anyway, the first one was pretty, it hurt for a couple days or whatever. It wasn't, I had to push on it to get it to hurt. I could tell it was there. Now I'm pushing on I can tell where it is, but barely. Before it was like, oh man, it stung. Walking around or, throwing the dumbbells around, or when I was running, I couldn't tell anything, but you could tell when you pushed on it. Anyway, I'm sure that sounds just fascinating to you people out there. So my whole idea of getting the vaccine, to me, it's like the whole year I'm thinking, man, if that thing comes out, I don't see why I wouldn't take it. I get the flu shot every year, and I've gotten vaccines through my entire life. In the Army, holy crap, they shot up a bunch of crap. So if they wanted to put some chip in me, I know that's a real extreme belief, but I think there's people that I know personally that believe that kind of stuff. I know of a couple people that I don't see them or anything, but I know of these people, actually knew them in real life, and they have these beliefs, right? Okay, that's a little out there to me. So here's kind of a hypocrisy. Nah, maybe not. Maybe it's more like I don't know, if it's double standard, maybe it doesn't sound as bad as hypocrisy, but this just seemed kind of funny to me. There's a couple of very similar issues when it comes to mask wearing, and when it comes to vaccine, the willingness to get the vaccine. And this is true on both sides of the extremes on these positions, these two issues. If you are really, really anti-mask, and you live on the sun, and then you are so pro-mask, what do you mean you're not wearing your mask when you're in the shower? Don't you know that that's a great place to spread it? So you got those two extremes. And then, obviously the vaccine, it's a little different, but you got people that are very pro-vaccine, maybe would like to see it mandated or something like that, versus the people that ain't no way I'm getting that thing, right? And I think the extremes on both of those ends kind of line up on both of those issues. So the people that are, it's not like you're going to have a guy that's that's anti-mask, that's like, oh, I can't wait to get the vaccine. That doesn't seem to make as much sense to me. I'm sure there's some examples on the fringes of that happening, but for the most part, unlikely. I think it's more likely that the same people that's like, screw wearing the mask, I ain't wearing the damn thing, I ain't doing nothing anyway. Don't you know that a molecule of the COVID virus is smaller than the threads between the mask, and it'll just go right through there? And I'm like, yeah, you know what else though, Junior? The people don't freaking spit a molecule at a time. We have these big globs, and sometimes that mask might keep it from coming out of your mouth and landing on somebody. Or so, you know, it's never been sold to me as this prevention. It's risk mitigation. I made a video about that once, so I won't go on and on about it. But yeah, the same, I forget if it must have been a Jonah Goldberg guest or something, or I can't really remember where, but I saw this analogy with an umbrella, and that a water molecule is actually smaller than the threads between an umbrella's. You know, if you stitch an umbrella together, the the water molecules would go right through the gaps between the threads. And luckily for us, it doesn't rain in molecules, it rains in raindrops. And so anyway, that kind of made me go, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. But risk mitigation versus prevention. And so the people that are over here on the sun, on their anti-mask, like it's their religion, they will try to mock it with these examples that really don't hold up to scrutiny, at least not from me, or at least not for me. So then here's another COVID topic. This is maybe an innocent mistake, but should have seen this one coming type thing. Somebody, and now this is just what I know. I have not searched at all for this topic. I just seen people talking about the COVID passport, right? And I thought, let me see if I saw a Twitter link or something, and I just read it. I was like, what is this whole idea, or what's the premise behind a COVID passport? What you would instinctively think of course, is you got to go to another country or go to another state or whatever. You got to show this passport, right? But that's the people that are using this term are like, okay, imagine, this is easy to imagine because it's going to happen. There are going to be certain businesses. Maybe the easiest example would be like an airline. Let's say an airline decided this. I'm just making this up, but I could see it happening. The airline decides we're going to have some flights that are going to be advertised as COVID-free flights or vaccinated flights, right? This is a business deciding to do this, so I have no problem with it. They are going to say, you got to show proof that you've had the vaccine. So then the question became, what could we use as proof? I mean, they give us this card that seems to be, at first glance, I'd have to go look at it. I didn't pay a lot of attention to it, but it seems like it would be something that would be easy to make, be easy to forge. And I'm assuming there's a form that you could probably print on some card stock or whatever and make your own COVID card. So the people that were tossing these ideas around in there, I think somebody finally said, well, you got to have some proof. That would be like a COVID passport. All that means is if you went to a business or you wanted to officially prove, it would just be an agreed upon document or an agreed upon way of proving that you got it. And I'm sure there'll be probably maybe some private businesses that'll come up with some solutions for this. And this would scare the shit out of some people. And I understand that. But To me, the only scary part would be is if the government, our U.S. government, started saying mandatory for businesses to enforce this and blah, 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 that kind of stuff. I don't like that kind of crap. Even during this COVID, like whatever you feel about the social distancing rules enforced in different cities or different states, different ways, and mask mandates and this and that, however you feel about that topic, either way, the idea that the federal government would come up with a solution for the entire country, all the way from Alaska to Florida, all the way out to Hawaii, like one policy fits all, that just is, to me, ridiculous. But some people want that, control and whatever. I just don't want it, because if you have somebody in power that is on the opposite side of some crucial issue as you don't want that one power to be dictating to the entire freaking country. To me, that seems like self-evident, but not to everyone. Some people just, as long as their side is winning, or if the other side's trying to do something, no, those bastards, they're doing this. Can you believe this? I mean, every time power in the presidency changes, the outrage just shifts to the other side. And to me, it's just like, all I'm worried about is what can I do at work today that's going to, make this a better place, or what can I do for my wife that'll make her life easier, or, more important things that are at my level. I'm not going to worry about who's going in what bathroom in freaking Erie, Pennsylvania, or I don't know. There's just so many of these dumb issues out there that don't make a difference at all in most people's lives. Like 99.999% of people, but they fixate on them. Anyway, that's not really about vaccinating. So anyway, I guess that's my Friday rant. This has gone on for well over 12 minutes, and I think I should wrap it up. I want to try to do one of these every Friday for anyone that watched all the way to the end. If you're on YouTube, click that like button, that thumbs up button. You don't have to leave a comment, but if you'd like to leave a comment, I would appreciate that too. I want to see how possible it is for me to grow this channel just by sitting here, having a couple beers, kicking back on the deck, talking about stuff that I think is silly about today's pop culture, which is the pop culture of politics. It's interesting to watch. I see it on Twitter. I see it on Facebook. I guess I see it on YouTube. So maybe I'm going to be part of that kind of watch. I'd rather make fun of it than take any of it serious, though. So I will end this video for now and wish you a happy weekend.